Tim Laskus, I'm back. And the last video I talked about sacrifice. Sacrifice in trying to be an entrepreneur, the sacrifice you need to make in becoming a professional athlete is tremendous. You're gonna have to sacrifice a lot in order to be successful. And so my last video series discussed what the impact is with sacrifice and why this is one of the biggest reasons people never succeed. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips on overcoming some of those issues that arise when you're starting to sacrifice. And I'm going to give you 3 tips that's going to help you to overcome a negative mindset so that you continue on your journey in being successful, whether it's an entrepreneur or whether it's a professional athlete. And so my first tip is catch negative thoughts early. And what happens is when you start to second guess yourself, you start to feel like, man, I don't know if I can do this. You need to catch yourself early and recognize it and say to yourself, wow, I'm starting to slip, I'm starting to go into a negative mindset, I need to stop. So the first tip is to catch it early, because if you spend 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes thinking about negative thoughts about your situation, about how you're probably not going to make it, or thinking about this kind of suffering that you're going through in order to achieve this dream that nobody around you supports. When you get into that mindset and you stay there for an extended period of time, the likelihood of you staying there longer and maybe giving up increases greatly. And so you need to stop it immediately. Recognize it. And how do you recognize it? Well, we all can recognize when we start to get negative, when we start to second guess ourselves. It's a feeling we have, it's negative thoughts that we're thinking, you're second guessing yourself, and you start thinking about all the other people who don't believe in you. And you start to wonder, wow, maybe they're right. And so catch it early and tell yourself, stop. You can either say it out loud or you can say it internally. Stop. No more. I'm not going down that road. So you can think of it as a path that veers off your path to success, whether you're going to be an entrepreneur or whether you want to be a professional athlete. If you go down that negative mindset path, it's difficult to come back and to get back on the main route that's going to lead you to success. And so stop early so that you can back up and get back on and continue on. Recognize it. What are the negative thought patterns that you have? How do you feel? What's going on? Is it a feeling in your stomach? Is it a negative mindset? You start to have these thoughts like, oh, what am I doing? You know, why am I here? Why am I practicing every day? I haven't seen any increase in my skills. Haven't seen any increase in results. Haven't seen any increase in the money that I'm making. And all I'm seeing is money going out the window. And I see people around me who are suffering, who want to spend time with me. And I'm not able to do that. And I'm on this journey and I don't know if I'm going to make it. So those kind of thoughts and that kind of gut feeling of, oh, I just don't know if I can do it. Stop it immediately. So that's tip 1. Catch it early and stop it. Tell yourself to stop. The next skill is to switch modes from a negative mindset into a positive mindset. And so you're going to start saying to yourself positive statements like, I'm going to do this. Today's going to be a good day. I can make it. This is part of my journey. Sometimes it's not going to be fun. Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to either practice or to work on my business or whatever it might be. Although it's not fun, it's part of the journey. And so if you analyze it as just part of your journey and don't look at just that segment, then you'll be much better off and able to get through that. So switch to, I can do it. This is just a day that I'm not feeling good, but I'm gonna be fine, I'm gonna get through this. If you start thinking about the naysayers, the people who don't support you, Stop those thoughts and switch to, I can do it. I'm here to support myself. I don't need anyone. If people support me, great. If they don't, that's fine too. You need to remind yourself that you can do it. Stay positive. Tell yourself that you're going to have a good day. Tell yourself that you're going to get through whatever it is that you're kind of struggling with that day. Tell yourself that you're going to be successful as an entrepreneur or as a professional athlete or whatever it is that you're doing. Remind yourself that you will be successful. A lot of times we can be our own worst enemies when it comes to being able to achieve goals. But we can also be our own best cheerleader. So instead of getting down on yourself, why don't you praise yourself? Say, I can do it. I am able. I am worthy. I can go and achieve success just like these other guys that I look up to, who are either in the sport that you're in, or even who are entrepreneurs themselves, who own big companies. Tell yourself that you can be just like them. So you need to make a number of positive statements daily. And kind of a side tip to that is don't wait until you start to think negative to switch to positive thoughts. Wake up early in the morning and get into a habit of saying positive thoughts about what you want to happen that day. What is it that you want to achieve? That will help you to not fall into that negative mindset. So you're already prepping yourself for a positive day. You're already prepping yourself to stay positive through that day. So wake up in the morning, give yourself some kind of positive statement or several statements. Pat yourself on the back, and that way it'll help you to get through those struggles, or those struggles may never even come up because you prepped yourself to be positive. So far I've given 2 tips. One is to catch those negative thoughts early and tell yourself stop. 2 is to switch to positive self-statements. And the third one is to remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Why do you want to be a professional athlete? Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Answer those questions to yourself. So what is it about being a professional athlete? Either in motocross or any other sport, why is that important? Remind yourself why. Because a lot of times we lose focus and we just kind of forget what we're doing. We're just kind of going through the motions and we forget why. So why is that important? Make a long list. And what I do is I would recommend you writing these down. Write down why it is that you want to achieve whatever it is you're working on. And make a long list. Spend 30 minutes, spend an hour, and make a very, very long list. And carry that around with you. And remind yourself why you're doing it. That way, that will help you to get from where you're at today to get to the ultimate goal, which is being successful, either as an entrepreneur or as an athlete or whatever it is you're working on. Remind yourself why. The why is one of the most important reasons that we need to figure out in order to achieve our goals. So, quickly, to kind of recap what I just went over, the 3 strategies is to catch those negative thoughts early, tell yourself stop, switch to positive thoughts, and as soon as you get up in the morning, go ahead and fill your mind with those positive statements. Go ahead and start saying to yourself that it's going to be a great day, that you're going to have fun doing whatever it is that you have scheduled for yourself. And that way, it will help you and possibly prevent you from even going into a negative mindset during the day. And then the 3rd strategy is to remind yourself why. The why is very, very important. Why is it that you chose to go down this path to be an entrepreneur? Why is it that you chose to go down this path to be a professional athlete? Once you answer that question and remind yourself, write these down, carry it around with you, remind yourself why, and that'll help you get to your goal. All right, I hope that was helpful, and until next time, take care.